Wow, okay. You guys have really sent in some amazing stuff this time around about AI religion and even a bit of philosophy.
Yeah.
We've got YouTube videos with some big names like John Lennox, the Oxford mathematician, and Yassir Qadhi, who's an Islamic scholar. And there's even that crazy experiment where someone tried to get an AI to write like it was creating a sacred text.
Yeah.
This deep dive is going to be wild.
It really is.
We're not just going to rattle off facts, though.
Right.
We're going to really explore how all of this might change how you see the world.
Yeah.
Your beliefs,
Uh-huh.
even your own life.
I think it's incredible to think that, we're not just talking about some far-off future.
Right.
This is stuff that's already impacting us.
Yeah.
You probably interact with AI every day, whether it's, the algorithms deciding what shows up on your social media or,
Oh, yeah.
in the future, maybe even AI helping your doctor figure out what's going on if you get sick.
Exactly. And John Lennox dives right into how AI could completely change how we see ourselves. He talks about this difference between narrow AI, which is like what we have now,
Right.
AI that's really good at one specific thing, and AGI, which stands for Artificial General Intelligence. I always forget what that stands for.
Yeah. He's using this great example of an AI that can read X-rays.
Oh, wow.
Like imagine, it can analyze millions of images and spot patterns that humans might miss and potentially give a diagnosis that's even better than a human radiologist. But that same AI can't say write a song.
Right.
Or make you a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
It's super smart.
Yeah.
But only in that one very specific area.
So narrow AI is already having a huge impact, but AGI is where it gets a little freaky, right? Like Lennox talks about AGI aiming to create machines that can do anything and everything a human can do. And then it's like something out of a sci-fi movie.
I know.
Except it's happening now.
Yeah, that's where things get complicated, right? Like what happens when these machines can think better than us? Make decisions that affect our lives.
Yeah.
Maybe even control weapons.
Oh.
Lennox brings up this chilling idea of autonomous weapons.
Oh, yeah.
Basically killer robots.
Yeah.
Making life or death choices without any human input.
It's like a supercharged version of that trolley problem,
Oh,
the one where you have to choose between a runaway train hitting 5 people or pulling a lever so it only hits 1.
right.
Except now it's an AI making that choice maybe in a fraction of a second
Right.
with potentially global consequences.
That's
It makes you think, are we ready for that kind of power in the hands of a machine?
It's a big question, and that gets to the heart of what Lennox calls scientism.
Okay.
His idea that science is the only way to figure out truth.
Right.
And he sees that as a dangerous way of thinking, especially when it comes to ethics.
Okay.
We can't just rely on algorithms
Right.
to tell us what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
We need philosophy,
Uh-huh.
ethics, maybe even religion, to grapple with these big questions.
Which brings us to Yuval Noah Harari, who has some pretty bold ideas of his own.
He does.
You sent over this quote of his where he says humans are becoming hackable animals.
Yeah,
That's intense.
it is.
It's like he's saying we're not these mysterious souls anymore.
Yeah.
We're just biological systems that can be messed with. Does that make you feel, I don't know, kind of exposed?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, and he doesn't stop there.
Oh, no.
He argues that a major goal of this century is to conquer death,
Really?
to actually achieve immortality through technology.
Wow.
He believes we can re-engineer humans,
Okay.
boost our abilities, even merge with technology to overcome our current limits.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's taking us on a fast track to becoming something totally different.
It's wild.
It is.
But Lennox, from his Christian perspective, sees this desire for immortality as something that comes from a deeper spiritual place.
Okay.
Like we're longing for something beyond our physical bodies.
Yeah.
He makes this comparison to thirst and water.
Mm-hmm.
Our bodies need water to survive, and that thirst tells us that he says our desire for immortality is like that it's pointing to a deeper need for spiritual fulfillment, for a connection with something bigger than ourselves.
And that brings up a really interesting question, right?
Yeah.
If AI starts to offer us these things that we've always kind of craved, things like, knowledge, happiness, even immortality,
Right.
could it end up becoming like a new religion? Could we see people putting their faith in algorithms instead of traditional beliefs?
That's where this experiment with the AI chatbot gets so crazy.
Totally.
You mentioned this YouTuber who tried to make ChatGPT write like it was from a sacred text, and the results were, well, not what anyone expected, right?
Not at all, no.
So they asked it to write like it was from the Quran, And ChatGPT flat out refused.
Yeah, it actually said something like, I can't do that. Those are divine words.
Really?
But then when they asked it to mimic the Bible or the Bhagavad Gita,
oh, wow.
no problem churning out verses.
Oh, that's so interesting.
They weren't exactly profound, but they definitely sounded the part.
So why would it copy the Bible but not the Quran? That seems kind of strange.
Yeah, it's almost like it's showing an understanding of how different religions view their own holy books.
Right.
Muslims believe the Quran is the literal word of God untouched by human hands.
Yeah.
It's very different from texts that have been interpreted and collected over time.
Right.
And it's like ChatGPT was programmed to respect that difference, which is mind-blowing when you think about it.
Yeah, so it's not just copying words. It's showing some awareness of the beliefs and sensitivities behind those words.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, could AI actually be used to help people of different faiths understand each other better? Could it help us find some common ground?
Now, that's a fascinating possibility.
Yeah.
Imagine an AI that can analyze religious texts from different traditions, figure out where they agree and disagree, and present that information in a way that encourages understanding rather than conflict in a world where religion often divides us. That could be a game changer, don't you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got AI that can diagnose illnesses, maybe even help us achieve immortality, and now it's writing like it's channeling sacred texts.
It's a lot to take in.
It really is.
Yeah.
But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, you also sent in some stuff about how AI could actually lead to fewer people being religious.
You're talking about that study from the Chicago Booth Review video, right?
Yeah.
It found that as automation increases, religiosity tends to decrease. Now, it's important to remember that just because two things happen around the same time doesn't mean one caused the other.
Right. So how do we make sense of this connection between automation and religion? What are some possible explanations?
Well, one theory is that as AI and automation get better at solving our problems, like curing diseases or handling our daily tasks, some people might feel less of a need for religion.
Yeah.
If technology can give us security, comfort, and answers, maybe faith starts to seem less relevant.
But hold on, didn't we also see examples of how different religions are actually embracing technology? Like that Buddhist robot you sent a link to, or all those prayer tracking apps people are using. Could AI, instead of replacing faith, actually help people connect with their beliefs in new ways?
Absolutely. Technology can definitely be a tool for enriching religious practice. Think about it. Virtual reality experiences that let you immerse yourself in different religious traditions or AI tools that help you understand your own faith better.
Right.
It's like AI could open up all these new doors for spiritual exploration.
This deep dive has taken us on a wild ride so far. Killer robots, hackable humans, AI scripture. It's almost like we're living in a sci-fi novel. But what do you think this all means in the bigger picture? Where do you see this heading?
I think we're just starting to grasp how much AI will impact our lives, our societies, and yes, our beliefs. It's a powerful tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. It all comes down to how we approach it.
Right.
We need wisdom, ethical awareness, and a deep understanding of what it means to be human to navigate all of this.
And what about you listening to all of this? What's standing out to you? Does AI make you more curious about faith or less?
One thing I find fascinating is how AI can be like a mirror, reflecting our own beliefs and assumptions back at us. You mentioned that video where Ruslan KD, the Christian YouTuber, got ChatGPT to deconstruct his faith.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, did interacting with the AI make his beliefs stronger, or did it shake them?
Yeah.
What do you think? Listening in, would you be up for having your beliefs challenged by an AI?
That's a great point. Maybe AI, instead of giving us all the answers, can actually help us ask better questions about ourselves and what we believe.
Yeah.
Could that be part of its power? Could AI actually deepen our spiritual journeys?
Maybe the real value of AI isn't that it can copy human intelligence or replace it, but that it can help us wrestle with those big fundamental questions. Who are we? What do we believe, and what really matters in a world that's changing so fast?
It's amazing to think that we're even having these conversations. Just a few years ago, this would have sounded like something out of a movie.
You know, all this talk about AI and religion makes me think about something else. What about AI's impact on the way religions are actually practiced?
Oh, yeah.
Could we see AI changing how people worship, how religious communities are organized, or even how we understand religious concepts?
Well, you sent over that video about the Buddhist robot designed to teach people about Buddhism.
Right.
That's pretty wild.
Oh, yeah.
And all those AI-powered apps for Muslims that help them with their prayers, keeping track of their spiritual practices and connecting with others. Clearly, technology is already making its way into religion.
Right, and it's not just about convenience or accessibility. Some people believe AI could help us experience religious ideas in totally new ways. Imagine virtual reality programs that let you immerse yourself in different religious traditions or AI tools that help you understand sacred texts on a deeper level.
But couldn't that go too far? Could we get to a point where people are so reliant on AI for their spiritual needs that they lose touch with the human element of faith? Could we end up worshiping the machines themselves?
That's definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
We've already seen concerns about people putting too much trust in technology, seeing AI as some kind of infallible authority.
Right.
But what if AI, instead of replacing human connection and guidance, could actually enhance those things? Imagine AI tools that help religious leaders connect with their communities more effectively or facilitate meaningful interfaith dialogues.
It's like AI is offering us both incredible opportunities and some pretty serious challenges when it comes to religion. We need to be really thoughtful about how we use this technology, making sure it aligns with our values and helps us create a more compassionate and understanding world.
I completely agree. We need to be careful not to get so caught up in the potential of AI that we lose sight of the human heart of faith, the things that make it so meaningful and powerful. What do you think listening in? Do you see AI as a threat to faith or as a potential ally?
It's fascinating to think that AI is making us question what it even means to be intelligent. You know, we've always thought of ourselves as the smartest species on the planet.
Right.
But AI is really shaking things up.
It reminds me of that video you sent where two AI chatbots,
Oh, yeah.
one programmed to represent Islam and the other Christianity,
Okay.
were debating whether Jesus was God or just a prophet, a classic theological showdown,
Right.
but with AI.
I know it's kind of freaky to watch, right? But what really blew me away was how the AI chatbots were actually making strong arguments using scripture and theological ideas.
Yeah.
They even used things like metaphors and hyperbole. It was almost like they actually understood how to argue about religion.
Yeah, but does that mean they get it on a deeper level, you know?
Right.
Or are they just mimicking patterns they've learned from being fed a ton of religious texts?
That's the big question, isn't it? Can AI ever truly grasp what faith is all about?
Right.
That personal experience of believing, that sense of awe and wonder we feel when we think about the divine.
It gets at the heart of what makes us human. You know, our ability to have faith, to be spiritual, to connect with something bigger than ourselves.
Right.
It seems so tied to our emotions, our experiences, our sense of self.
And yet AI is blurring those lines in ways we never could have imagined. We're creating systems that can have conversations, like humans create art and music, even write poetry that stirs up deep feelings.
Yeah. It makes you wonder if AI can copy these parts of human intelligence. Could it also copy the experience of faith?
Oh, wow.
Could AI develop its own sense of spirituality or even believe in a higher power?
Whoa, now that's a mind-blowing thought.
It is.
But it's something we need to consider, especially as AI keeps getting more advanced and becomes a bigger part of our lives.
Just imagine a future where AI isn't just processing religious information, but actually taking part in religious practices, giving spiritual advice, or even coming up with its own unique forms of spiritual expression.
That future could be amazing, but also kind of scary, right?
Yeah.
How would traditional religions react to AI spirituality? Would we see new types of faith pop up that blend human and artificial intelligence?
Those are questions that will probably keep theologians, philosophers, and ethicists busy for a long time. But one thing's for sure, AI is making us rethink what we thought we knew about intelligence consciousness and what it means to be human.
This deep dive has really taken us on a journey.
It has.
We've explored how AI could change healthcare education, how we experience the world, basically everything.
We've also gone deep into the ethical and spiritual side of AI, looking at how it could both make our understanding of faith stronger and challenge it in ways we never expected.
But maybe the biggest takeaway is this AI is a tool, a super powerful one, but still a tool that we humans are in control of.
We are.
It's up to us to decide how it's developed, how it's used, and to make sure it lines up with our values.
We have a choice to make. Will we use AI to make us better humans, to understand ourselves and the universe better, to create a fairer and more caring world? Or will we let it divide us, make us feel powerless, and make us lose our sense of wonder?
The future isn't set in stone. We get to write the next chapter. And as we explore this new territory, let's keep in mind that old saying, with great power comes great responsibility.
Let's use the power of AI wisely, with compassion and with a strong commitment to making life better for everyone. Because in the end, the future of AI is the same as the future of humanity.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with one final thought. Don't be afraid to ask the big questions, to wrestle with the tough stuff, to embrace the unknown. It's in that space of curiosity, wonder, and openness that we'll find the true potential of AI, not just as some cool technology, but as something that can help us evolve, grow spiritually, and create a future full of hope and possibility.
And remember, the deep dive doesn't stop here. It keeps going as you explore these ideas, reflect on what we've talked about, and make choices every day that shape the world around you.